Get yours, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. Today gon' be a good day. Jack gon' keep it playing from the Genesis. As I'm blowing dope, being broke my only nemesis. Remember when it wasn't all good, I used to reminisce. Felt like I was going through hell with no deliverance. Niggas throwing salt in the game, condoning ignorance. But when it's really in you, not on you, we know the difference. Nigga ain't no willing and dealing, we really killing shit. My brother passed a shooter like Luca, he gave me 10 assists. Nigga, I was Dennis before you knew what a menace is. Now I just spread love to these bitches, ho, I'm a feminist. Where they running back to the dick, they think they Emmitt Smith. No real player gon' break it, that shit be imminent. Yeah. Nigga, we was trapping out the tenement. Niggas ain't hard, they just loud, them niggas impotent. Ain't in it for the glory, my life story is intricate. Don't crash out for the money and watch the niggas you get it with. I say it all, cause I'm past the point that I'ma play with y'all. And as the president, I'ma have to revoke your player call. Don't think the nigga ever was real, and he gon' stay a fraud. Don't think a nigga bluffing is not nothing to break them all. Saquon, ho, it's not nothing to shake them all. There ain't no street clothes in my bed, ho, better take them all. Just get that cheese, breaking that bread, and I can stay involved. You wanna look sweet in my side seat, got to pay the cost.
I got dope and cheese, I'm smoking G's. While I was scaling dope and weed, y'all been yelling broken knees. You gon' do it, baby, do it, gotta hold and squeeze. For real, it's cold out here, one of you hoes gon' freeze. Rob the reverend, call the blessing, hold your nose, don't sneeze. Poop, nigga. Oops, nigga. Pull up in that big shit like I'm too big for that coupe, nigga. Too legit to quit, no, I'm just too legit for you, nigga. Twin Towers feel the power when we speaking, nigga. Cope like I was in the ghost with Tommy Egan, nigga. If your bitch looks suspicious, she probably creeping, nigga. If you heard the shit before, it's probably me, nigga. Don't ask me about no money, I'ma tell you, let me hold something. 60K and debt be walking around like I don't owe nothing. So-and-so got shot up, I just act like I don't know nothing. I call love, but we make a hit and miss a home run. Clean up in the kitchen, we can't have no dirty dishes. Cause it's roaches outside and we cooking if they don't sniff it. Took a shot in the dark, I just went for this shit. Why aim for the stars, go forward and get nothing. Somewhere there's a young nigga on the same thing. Suggested advice, I tell him do better. Baby mom pregnant, I was turning 18. Ain't even focus my mind to getting cheddar. So I quit this rap shit, quit chasing my dreams. Fuck it, get money off of hoes and the fiends. Fuck it, get money, then turn around, blow it. If I was my plug, man, I wouldn't even throw it. Maybe I would get money, you know it. Really had the city for some summers with the lows, yeah. Going down the wrong way, niggas getting smoked, yeah. I ain't even tell you about the times I was broke, yeah.
Okay, now, much respect to the family. Respect. Welcome back to Smitty's Corner. Let's go ahead and get this going. So, what I want to do is for the, this quick morning. I don't know if you might be on your way to work, already at work, if you're just at home chilling, whatever you might be doing, cleaning up around the house like I do often, right? Whatever you might be doing, this is something just to listen to briefly. Let's go ahead and kick this off. Now, first and foremost, as always, where are my manners? How are you? How's your day going? That's all I really want to know. Like, really, how's life treating you? Because I want to let you know they may not like you, but I promise you I love us. All right, now. So, Nancy, if you would please, okay? Nancy, if you would please, I would appreciate the ensemble. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and hit my headphones real quick and check my sounds. Okay. Let me go ahead. Get these adjustments going real quick. Hey, I hope everybody's doing good today. There we go. Yeah, that's good right there. I know. So what we're going to talk about today is something that I believe that really should be talked about. Something that comes along with the whole dynamic and the aspects and the different facets of speaking about relationship, right? So I notice we will speak about relationships a lot, but we don't speak about the different functions that come with actually obtaining a healthy relationship. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak about a specific facet today, which is engraved into the title: happiness. All right. You know, a lot of people just want to like go off and try to come into a relationship, right? But they miserable as shit, or they got a lot of unresolved issues, right? You know, the whole "who hurt you" statement that we all like to throw around at everybody, but we really don't know everybody. So now that I'm sitting back and I'm thinking about it, right? I'm thinking about this. When it comes to happiness, do you really seek that going into a relationship? Like, if you're going into a relationship, are you looking for happiness? Or do you come into the relationship already acquiring and obtaining and having said happiness? That's what I want to know. You see, because it's a big difference between the person who is miserable and looks for happiness in a relationship, as opposed to the person who says, you know what, I'm coming into this circumstance and I have all the joy in the world in my heart. And I'm really looking for someone that I can give some of this joy to, because I got way too much for myself. I'm actually starting to feel selfish at this point. I got so much joy in me. I actually want you to have some of this. It ain't got nothing to do with like I'm looking to take care of somebody, or I'm looking for a needy woman. No, I just got so much love and happiness and joy, right? Inside of myself, because I don't know where we started to figure out the concept should be that we look for happiness throughout exterior motives, right? So, thank you, baby. We're looking for happiness through everything that is not in our direct life, right? You look for happiness through that little meme or post or short that you saw online. You're looking for your happiness because you're trying to compare your life to other people's lives, right? Like, I really want us to think about when we're looking for happiness. Where do you start your search? Let's really talk about that right now. Where do you start your search when it comes to looking for happiness? Okay, now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull up some video. Look, y'all already know how we do, right? So I ain't going to hold us too long, but you know I had to go ahead and get my little soliloquy real quick, right? But like, nah, real talk though. Let's go ahead and check this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen. Bye. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get to this short. And we're going to start off. And we're going to talk for a nice good hour and some change about happiness. Let's rock out.
Why do you think people are so unhappy nowadays?
Most of the time is they work a stressful job and they're living from paycheck to paycheck, most of the people, and they're not following suit what their real purpose is. So, and when they look at other people live their dreams, it kind of make them upset and all that. I feel personally as my
Okay. All right. So bruh is basically speaking on. Let's take it to a historical sense. Don't covet thy neighbor. Trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like, me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on, so now everybody wants a sneaky link. You see what I mean? Now everybody wants a side job. Ever since me and Mrs. Jones got a thing going on. I got you. Okay, cool beans. All right, so he's looking at it from the perspective of the envious aspect, the jealousy aspect, the I covet thy neighbor and I want what the next man or next woman has, as opposed to just simply saying, you know what, I'm so thankful for what I have, even if it's not as much as they have. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to capitalize and I'm going to triple and 5 and 10 times what it is that I have throughout my own personal hard work. Who cares even if you see somebody has been given their rabbit ears, quote unquote, happiness? You smell me now? Let's go ahead, keep on rocking out. I'm gonna get to the comments in a second. Let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's get through like a little bit of the videos and we're gonna recap in a moment. So I got y'all. I see y'all. Let's rock out.
My opinion. But if you live with your purpose and you serve your purpose, like, you won't never have a bad day, like, ever, period. Like, I'm living proof of it, and I'm grateful, you know.
Why do you think people are so unhappy nowadays?
Most of the time.
I bet. So that's the first part of why are people so unhappy. All right, bet. So now we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to the next one. All right. So let me see. I'm going to try to do this in like a nice little order. Let's go ahead and go to this news segment.
If you had SNAP or Medicaid.
So on the news, apparently, look, did y'all know that there's an actual, I guess, kind of like celebration day, holiday for unhappy people? Did you know that? Did you know that there are people who are so unhappy? What you saying, Sugar Bomb? What? Who determines your purpose? It should be you. Listen to that key word. What do you think the key word is? What I just said, Sugar Bomb? Out of everything. All right, so I'm gonna repeat it. It should be you. Which one of those words you think was the key word? All right, I know you got it right because you're so intelligent. That key word is should. It should be you, but a lot of times we don't allow it to be us as that person, yourself. Nah, we don't do that. Yeah, you already know. Should. That's that key word. It should be you. Facts. You got it. So let's go ahead, keep on rocking out. What? You already know it. My love. Let me see. What? LOL, right? Jealousy. Yes, that's what? Who's attacking happiness? Who? Sugar Bum, stop playing with me, right? Stop playing. See, look, you already coming in the door starting that shit. And you know what? It's all good because we know what Sugar Bum does. She gonna start that shit, Sugar Bum.
Timepiece Frosty, that's why you only get one chance to cross me.
Don't act like you don't know that the internet is an entire attack on anybody's real personal happiness. Like, are we serious right now? All right, so apparently I gotta go ahead and I gotta hit my little disclaimer.
And I don't give a fuck, and that's what it is. Everybody getting shot.
Everybody watch out, Sugar Bum's in the building and she's here to cause destruction. All right, let's go ahead and get back to it. So look, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see what the news has to say when it comes to, you know, happiness. Let's see what the news got to say. All right, let's rock out.
We talked about it in the Biden era, where we kept talking about how the numbers looked so great for the U.S. economy compared to the rest of the world. And yet a lot of people hurting in middle America, a lot of people hurting across the country. The numbers looked so great.
My bad. I didn't mean to do that. So real quick, for whoever might be coming in the building, watching from the clouds. So now, you know, so on and so forth. What we're speaking about is happiness. Now, I recognize that this is a space that is primarily about relationships, right? We dibble and dabble in other stuff, but it's about relationships in some form of fashion. We don't never want to talk about, we want to talk about how men this, women that, everything else, but nobody wants to talk about how many people go into relationships looking for happiness as opposed to coming into the relationship already happy, already joyful. See, it's a very huge difference between the two people. Those who come into a relationship looking for the happiness and those who come into the relationship actually already joyful, and they want to only give it because they got so much of it for themselves. They are totally backstocked on it. Let's go.
For the U.S. economy compared to the rest of the world. And yet a lot of people hurting in middle America, a lot of people hurting across the country, and a lot of Americans pessimistic. That helped defeat Kamala Harris. How has that changed, or are they still pessimistic?
They're still pessimistic. And let me start with a poll that you guys referred to last week, which prompted me to try to lay out.
And I got to say, that's why I'm so glad you're not really on it. See, a large reason why things flowing so smooth as the way they are right now is because neither I or you allow that shit to affect anything that we have going on. You see, again, when we say, where does the happiness derive from? Where does it come from? How does it start? And everything else, you got to have that shit in you already. You cannot think that you're going to come into a circumstance and think you're going to have somebody that's going to make you happy. Just as much as there shouldn't be anybody who can make you mad, you should be able to control your feelings and your emotions as a grown-ass adult. Respect to the family. Let's keep on rocking out. The time right now is 11:53 a.m. East Coast Standard Time, and I thank you all so much for watching.
For you what lies behind that poll. But this was a poll by the Wall Street Journal and NORC. People like me have a good chance of.
Money equates to happiness for men. There she go. Kicking it off early. Okay. All right. So, Sugar Bomb. Money equates to happiness for men. All right. So, in what facet would you say that? So would you say that most men get with the woman and they actually ask, how much do you make a year? So let me ask you this, Sugar Bomb. Honestly, I don't know. You maybe have. I don't know. Have you ever actually in the process of getting to know a dude, bust out, and he just be like, so yeah, what kind of car you drive? And how much do you make a year? Did he get to asking a whole bunch of financial questions? Any other woman listening, I want you to think about this question. How often do you hear a man when it comes to the correlation between what it is you like to do freaky, right? Or how much money you make? Last time I checked, we really want to know what that mouth do before we know what that checkbook do. I'm just keeping it all the way 1,000. Okay, so we're not gonna pull the bullshit today, Sugar Bomb. All right, love, 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 love. Let's get back to it.
Improving our standard of living. And you can see the percentage that agree with that statement, who think they have a good chance of improving their standard of living, has dropped all the way down here to 25%. You can see back here in 1987, it was up around 75%. It bounced around, it bounced around. It did start coming down after the financial crisis, no question about that. This break here was COVID when they didn't take the survey.
Right. Yes. We need to, hold on 1 second, please. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. So what we got right now is this. We're looking at how just throughout time, I just want to give a little brief. I'm not playing this whole thing, but I just want to get us a nice little look at this scale. And this scale is what happiness consists of, right? Okay, cool beans. So we're going to look at this. Here, take this. Thank you, baby. We're going to go ahead and we're going to look at something right now. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this play just a little bit more. Let's get a good flow in of what we got going on when it comes to happiness and how the media, because the media is going off a scientific perspective. Then we're going to get to just real life discussions about it. All right, let's go.
But you can see that COVID really changed people's perceptions. And now you've got only 25% of the people who believe this. Another poll found that 70% of them.
All right, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, don't size her head. If you size her head, she won't stop. Don't 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 give her no mags. Okay, you give her a mag, she just gonna keep dumping out the Draco. Don't do that.
Americans believe that there was never an American dream and that they were ever unlikely to realize it. But why do people feel that way? There is some reality and facts behind this sentiment, and that's what I want to show you now. This is the growth in real personal income, meaning how much money did people make after you adjust for inflation, so everything puts on an apples to apples basis. If you go back to 1980, you can see that over this period of time, the average personal income grew by 1.3% a year. That may not sound like a lot, but that's after inflation, and when you compound it, it can be. And we had lots.
Damn, man. I was talking on mute the whole time. My bad. Yeah, doctor, if you're still out there, Dr. Quantum, type something in the chat for me. I just recognized that I never upgraded you. My bad about that. I'm just now seeing that because I normally don't pay attention to that. Anyway, I want us to go ahead and pay attention to something. What he's speaking about is money. A lot of people don't have money. Okay? Money. So, is it really that money brings happiness? Because this is what I'm starting to recognize. Growing up, I was always told that money can't bring you happiness. All right. We all remember that. Money cannot bring you happiness. I bet I understand that. But at the same time, here it is. I'm looking at a whole chart on the news that is telling me that from scientific studies and data being brought about that money actually is the cause of whether or not people are happy. How many times have we heard about relationships being broken up because of what? Finances. Finances. All right. So I'm going to say this. I have to agree with that. I have to agree with that. When you can afford the food, you can afford to make sure everybody can get back and forth to work, gas in the car. The kids are all right, back to school money, the whole nine. That's extreme. Like I can't disagree with that. All right. So as much as your ass is a troublemaker, yeah, definitely thank you for clapping the erasers. I appreciate you. Shout out to Sugar Bomb. Let's go ahead and get it. What? Yeah, like real shit though. Real shit. Let's go ahead and get back to it. So we're going to listen to it like one more minute of this, and we're going to go ahead and get to the discussions.
Lots of ups and downs, as you can see in these light blue bars, but that's what we did. And then after the financial crisis, that dropped to 1.0%.
In 2008. For those
around that
watching.
period of time, in 2008, exactly. And
shout out to the year my baby was born and we got the first black president.
Again, that may not sound like a lot, but that's almost a 30% drop. But then look what happened after COVID. It dropped all the way to minus 0.2, meaning the average family after inflation was losing ground. Yes, a lot of that was around 2020 and COVID, but even post-COVID, you can see how small these blue bars are. It's barely growing at all. And so if you want to know why people are unhappy, you just kind of have to look at their pocketbooks.
So bam. Now, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Here it is. We always was raised that happiness, you like money don't bring you happiness. Look at where we are in 2025. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Somehow or another, they telling us that happiness has a lot to do with, you know what I'm saying, it being involved around financial. Now, this is where I am with it as well, right? I also believe that for the most part, people aren't happy because they are trying their best to base their happiness on what somebody else's happiness consists of, or what they think somebody else's happiness consists of. How many times have we not seen that there is somebody who winds up not actually living the life that you thought that they were living, or it was a little bit more that came with it that than you thought? Like, let's just be for real. Like, we come across that a lot. Everybody's not as happy as you think, right? And see, the problem with that is this: when I say that, people think that, oh yeah, because everybody going through some trauma, everybody's going through something horrific, Smitty. No, what I'm saying is that we got this like very, very effed up misconception about what happiness in a relationship really is. People really think that happiness in a relationship is supposed to be, it's all sunshine and roses 24/7. Like, we're never supposed to have a back and forth moment. We're never supposed to have a moment where we actually have to think about some things, right? So we just continuously keep coming to these conclusions of what we think happiness is in a relationship, but a lot of people don't even see how, bruh, in order to get happiness, you got to actually go through something. Oh, Smitty, you talking about he got to be beating on me? No, shut up. Stop all the extreme stuff. Don't go all the way left. Don't go all the way right. Stay right here. Stay right here with me, because I stay right here grounded, centered. You have to be able to know that, you know something? It was a rough time at that moment. We weren't going through the best time at that moment, but you know what? I'm still here. You're still here. Every single waking moment was not happy. I wasn't happy every single time I woke up next to your ass. You know what? Sometimes I was just irritated at the way you slept, goddammit. But you know what I'm able to do? I'm able to weigh out, and I'm able to actually see that it is beyond the balance. All right, because what is beyond the balance is something that we all know, which is meant to be. And how do you know something's meant to be? When you recognized exactly what it is that you are seeing in front of you. Like how do you see that? You got to see yourself first. That's my point. Like, you know, the happiness that you actually see in the person that you with is the happiness that you see in yourself being the mirror reflection. And no one ever thinks about it. No one ever thinks about it. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to get to this next one right here. Now we're going to listen to a discussion, right? We're going to listen to this nice little discussion. And we're going to see what we got on this one right here, because I actually like this little back and forth, and it's real short, but I actually like what was said here. Now, hold on. Let me see something right here. Hold on real quick. Bow. Let me do that. Bow. Okay. Hold on. Set up my screen. Boom. Bow. Add stage. All right. Now, get rid of the music. Boom. All right. Let's do it. Now, let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's listen to this back and forth about happiness. And you tell me what resonates with you. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 12:05 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank everybody so much for tuning in.
You have essentially anything you could want, you could buy, right? So what would you say now in your life?
Well, I don't agree with that at all.
Okay. So there's other things you can't buy that you'd want.
Well, the most important thing is you live a happy life.
Well, this is what I'm asking you. So
material things don't do a thing. Like,
all right, hold on. If you have a family that is husband, wife, 4 children, you all are in I'm gonna say it, a 1-bedroom apartment. Husband, wife, 4 children, 1-bedroom apartment. If come to find out that mom and dad now have a career and they can make enough money, and the very next year You all are now in a 5-bedroom house. Okay. You're now in a 5-bedroom house with a yard. So you went from a 1-bedroom apartment to a 5-bedroom house with a yard, front and back, nice neighborhood, the whole suburban look, right? That we all know. Pete and Pete, as I would call it. It took money to get to that point. So you trying to tell me that money that it took for you to get to that point didn't bring you that happiness that you now have. So now that everybody's smiling more, the kids don't fight as much because, they ain't arguing over whose feet is in whose, who face while they sleeping on the couch on opposite sides of the end and everything, right? So now that you got that, you trying to tell me that don't bring you more happiness? You got a hard time getting to work. And all of a sudden now you got enough money, you're able to buy a car. You ain't got to deal with the bus, the subway, people driving by on that rainy day and splashing you, right? All of that. You ain't got to deal with none of that no more. You can get in the car, you got your little Starbucks, you got your music playing, you got your heater air, you got your defrost on, everything. Like you good, you comfortable, you cooling. You try and tell me that money that you spent for that car not going to bring you a little bit more happiness? See, this is what I want us to think about, the things that we've been saying for a long time. Now, then I even want to go ahead and I want to dive over into the side briefly real quick of, is money really the root of all evil? So if somehow or another you were able to pay for your kids to go to school and college, and you are so proud with your tears in your eyes as you watch them walk across the stage, you trying to tell me that you used the root of all evil to obtain that for your children? Oh, shit. This is why we need to think about the things that we say.
You can have all, let me tell you something. I know so many people that are so rich and they're miserable. Okay. Yeah. I talk about this with my friends all the time. There's nothing worse than rich, miserable people.
Well, the question I was going to ask you,
the number one message that I get from that, and I'm going to let it play, is when it comes to happiness, it's all about what's inside of you, period. We hear that over and over again. We always hear about the rich CEO tycoon that jumped off his own 80-story building because he just couldn't take a life no more. And we're wondering, like, bruh, you got all the limousines and women and everything you want in the world. Why would you want to jump off the building? Right? Right? We can't understand it. You want to know why? Because nothing on the outside, all of the exterior had nothing to do with the happiness that man was supposed to obtain on the inside. He never had it on the inside. He was the one that went into the relationship looking for happiness as opposed to having it inside of him before he already stepped into the circumstance.
It was like, what does someone give you now that is actually showing value?
Their sincere friendship.
Yeah.
Their love, having fun together, enjoying life. I don't really, yeah, it's nice. Is this a nice house? Absolutely. Is this house changing my life? Absolutely not. If you told me right now that you're not going to believe me, but if you told me I lost everything tomorrow morning, I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, I'd wake up with the same energy and same attitude. What do you can call bullshit on it?
I'm not calling bullshit. I'm just saying. I wonder
what people will listen to this.
I'm gonna tell you why that's cap. I'm gonna tell you why that's cap. Now listen, would he be able to hold that energy for a little bit? Yeah, maybe so. Eventually, is it gonna break him down? Fucking right, it will. Forget my language. It will. It's gonna break you down. Listen to me. I promise you, you don't get to a point in your life, like, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like living in a 1-bedroom apartment going to a 5-bedroom house. I know what it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like having absolutely nowhere to stay and now having somewhere to stay. I know what that life is like. I know what it's like. You smell me now? Hold on, let me see some. Man, shout out to my man AC. What's going on, Native? Yeah, I gotta make sure I say what's up though. Yeah, money is not the root of all evil. If you want to come and speak up on it, dog, you can go ahead. If not, go ahead, keep on typing in the chat for me. I appreciate you being here, my nigga. All day in the paint, Native. But now, real talk though. So I mean, I really been thinking about that. Is money the root of all evil? Like, bruh, when I'm able to buy my kid clothes, when I'm able to actually pay bills, bruh, when I'm like able to get my lady what she need, whatever it may be, like, bruh, like I feel good when I do that. So you telling me that I'm using an evil root, right? Or is it that money is equivalent to what alcohol and drugs are? You know how they say, like, oh, nah, man, because if you drink, you're going to get violent. No, you are already a violent individual. You just got the courage on now. You got that liquid courage to allow you to feel more freely about being what you really are on the inside. If you're really a nice, generous person, you're the person that's going to get drunk and you're going to give your car keys away by the end of the night. You're going to be walking home, somebody else driving home your Benz because you just wanted to be generous, right? Like that happens. That's like real factors of life. So let's go ahead and get back to this right here. Let's see what we got. What they talking about?
Say the guy's full of shit.
Oh, I don't believe. I mean, you wouldn't be where you're at if that was not true.
Right. Like I'd be like, okay, this can be fun. This can be an adventure.
What do you? That's why I'm so curious. Like, why?
I just actually, I'll tell you something that's interesting. So I started asking people. I was at someone's birthday, who's been really successful, who is turning 70, and I asked them a question, and they gave me the wrong answer. And I said to him, "Let me ask you a question. If you give all of your money up to be 55, you were dead ass broke, would you do it?"
How old was he?
70, you said,
70.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
70.
Hell to the no. What? Are you kidding me? In today's economy.
Oh, hell no. 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 Oh, hell no.
The older you get, the less you're able to actually like do longer hours, the less you're able to fend for yourself. The older you get, you're not able to fight and tussle off people as much. The older you get. So you know what you got to do to protect yourself? You have to pay for guns and security, like actual like cameras. Like you need money. So no. The elders out just in the open are very much so vulnerable, just as vulnerable as a 5-year-old out on the street at 1 o'clock at night. I mean, or in the morning. Hold on 1 second. All right, we got somebody backstage. Let's see what we got. Riaz, what's going on with you?
I'm doing good.
So
How
let me
are
finish up
you?
what I'm saying. All right, respect. Let me just finish up what I'm saying real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and let you give your piece in there. And I thank you so much for gracing the stage, everybody. Let's make sure that we go ahead and give it up for Brother Riaz. All right, now, so yeah, you gotta make sure go ahead, Riaz. Go ahead, my bad.
All right, sorry, I'm listening though. I kind of agree with you. I feel you on what you mean though. I mean, I feel like true happiness is not just within, it's also your connection to God as well, you know? The more closer you are to God, the more happy you is though, to be honest though. The more happy you are though. Because when you're more closer to God though, your happiness continues though. Because it feels like, you know, you've unlocked another sense of purpose in life, and when you actually fulfill your purpose, not just because you know this world is temporary, right? And you know you can do everything and everything here, but you always feel like something's missing sometimes, though. You know, whether you have everything or when you don't. Yes, have everything and it's good, but it's also within, to get that as well is to strengthen your connection to God. That's when you'll truly be happy, because this world is temporary in a very summarized point.
All right. Hey, Riaz, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate your wisdom and your intellect. Seriously. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead. We're going to listen to what the rest of this video has to say briefly. We're going to talk about it a little bit, and I'm getting ready to get up out of here soon. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Much respect to the family.
It was their 70th birthday. Okay. They said, hell no. They said, would you? I said, wait, for 15, I can go from 50 to 35. I said, fuck, I'll buy him for 40 right now. I'll give everything I have right now. I'll get 10 years back in my life for sure. Everything. I'll start with 0 and have a blast doing it, by the way. That'd be so fun.
To subtract 20 years?
10 years. No, I'm buying it for 10 years. What? I'll give everything I have.
For how much?
Everything I have for 10 years.
Whoa, dude. That's a large statement.
No. See, look, man. See, look. I'm just not buying it. I'm just not. You're not going to live to a certain degree of comfortability and just find yourself, you just all of a sudden, you just gonna go back down. Now, first and foremost, even if we looked at it from a historical biblical sense, whatever you want to call it, that's not the goal. If we took it to a street hustler mentality sense, that's not the goal. Nobody wants to start off with a couple G's and go back to a couple hundred. No, you want to turn those couple G's into a couple million. You want to turn that one location that you got started into multiple locations. Look, the goal is to exceed and extend. So I don't even know how that mentality works. So I don't, I understand we like to sound tough in it, but let's just be for real, bro. Like, once you recognize what central heating and air is, once you recognize what it's like to have your own parking spot in your driveway, and you ain't got to worry about rushing back home to the apartment and somebody's in your spot and you got to figure out whose car is this in your area. No. Once you get past all of that, you ain't got to deal with crummy landlords or nothing no more. Once you get past the point where you're outside of a shelter and you're in your own apartment and everything else, and you don't have to go back to a tent, you're actually going back to your apartment. Once you go from, I was just working, being grimy and grungy, now I'm actually in the office, I get sandwiches brought to me on lunch and everything else, I get to just sit here and just do my thing, and I get to move out in the field on my free will, and I got more flexibility in my schedule. My pay has gone up. I promise you, nobody wants to go back. Nobody wants to go backwards. So nothing he's saying, I'm like, what are you talking about right now, bro? Not like, no, you're not going to live a certain way for a certain amount of time. Why you think even in like divorces with like big celebrities, right? Most of those women, you know why their like divorce pay is so large? The severance pay is because it's something about like their lifestyle. Like I can't take my lady, make her my wife. I'm in the NBA, or I'm a high, big, huge celebrity. I'm getting all these hundreds of millions. I got her living a certain lifestyle for like the next 10 years. When I separate from her, I have to then still keep up her lifestyle that she was accustomed to now living. Bro, they even got that for divorce. So I don't even know what we're talking about on this right now, right? So my whole point in everything I'm saying is that one, that's not the goal. Two, most people are not trying to go backwards, bro. Started from the bottom, now we here, right? And we try to stay here. You said you kind of believe him only because everyone is entitled to determine what makes him happy, etc. Okay, this is his partake. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Respect to that. Let's go ahead and listen to more of what he says.
Not even a question.
Do you want to say something real quick, Riaz?
Sure. I mean, okay. What you mean, though, I feel you. It's probably a mentality thing as well, like what was ingrained in them, though, a long time ago, and what foundation they built. Okay, look, with some people, though, right, man? Even though when they make it, though, some people just end up going back to the thing, that they got away from, though. Because, some people, I'm not saying everyone, not making an excuse, so just trying to understand why some people, they started somewhere and they make it, and then they end up going back there, though. It's probably like they find it, some people find it difficult to actually find a way to stop that. I actually wonder that. I'm just basically trying to understand. I ain't excusing that, though, because everybody's responsible for their own actions. That's what I take from it as well. When you're saying that, though, I feel you on that, man. Because it's true. But what do I know, though? Basically, I'm a fortunate case to have everything, that I need, and both parents made sure to give me everything I need, and I got it. And now we can get back to the video because I'm off on a tangent right now.
Let's get it. Thank you, Riaz. And I appreciate the way you ended that. Good stuff, brother.
That's cool though. Well, it does. It makes sense. I mean, it's all
we
about
know
the
you would
journey.
never do that, Brad.
It's all about the what's that?
You wouldn't do that, you greedy fuck.
Oh, really?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
How old are you?
33.
Right. But by the way, when you're like, I'm 50 now, I've lived a little bit more than half my life probably. So it's like, I don't want to be fit. By the way, the biggest thing you can't buy is age back. Like you can't get time. Yeah.
Why do you think it is so common? You said or I don't know if you said your friends or whatever, but a lot of rich people are so miserable. What do you think's missing in their life, or why are they not happy?
I think people get so obsessed with making money. Like I like to make money for the game, for the action. I don't like to make money for the money of it.
I agree. I am always one that says, don't chase the bag, chase yourself. Find yourself, and everything you want, including the bag, will continuously chase you. You want women? Find your purpose, find yourself. They're going to be attracted to you. When you find your purpose, somebody's going to recognize your true beauty and talent, or whatever it is that you found out within yourself, your true art, and you're going to be able to make money off of it. Find yourself, find your purpose, and everything that you want in life is going to chase you. Let's go.
I also don't like, I'm not out there, I don't wear a lot of, like, I'm not like, I drive the same car. Like I drive Range Rovers. I don't have like a collection of cars. I'm not like a showy person. Like, yeah, do I live in a nice house? Because I like to live in a nice house because that's where I live. But I'm not like, like I don't really care about money. Like I like.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to have nice quality things in your life. It's nothing wrong with wanting to have a shelf that's just not going to break in like 4 months from IKEA or something. It's nothing wrong with wanting to, pay money to have decent, nice, good quality shoes on your feet, right? It's nothing wrong with wanting to have actual real jewelry so your skin don't break out. It's nothing wrong with quality of life. What is your mentality going into having the qualities of life? Are you having the mentality of, I need to have this so I can show people that I can look like something, but really I ain't shit? Or are you doing it because you're like, nah, I'm just a quality person and I appreciate quality products?
Good
That
point.
type of mentality. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say though, in a level-headed way, though, is basically people. The saying is though, the same people on the way up are the same people on the way down. So with some people that they have to watch, out for how they treat other people on their come up, because on their decline or their fall, they'll meet the same people there, and those same people can either help you or just leave you because the way you've treated them for a long time. So in a level-headed way, yes, have nice things. Yes, have everything. Yes, do all the necessary things. And yes, happiness is within. But you yourself who actually has to, you know, be level-headed though, because same thing that you be given or you make will be taken back, because that's just a gift from God.
All right. Thank you for that, Riaz. Once again, man, always dropping the gems. Riaz always dropping the gems. Let's go ahead and give him a big shout out for that one right there. Oh, my bad.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
Like to make money for the sport of it. It's like, I'm a shitty athlete. I'm a shitty student. I compete in business. Like so many rich people, they're just miserable. And so like I say, like, and by the way, a lot of rich people also don't know how to live and like live their best life and like enjoy themselves. Like there's so much I just want to say something like, dude, be.
But all right. So I also believe that there's a difference between the person who is rich because they was just born in that, always had the silver golden spoon in their mouth, right? I think it's a difference between that person and the person who finally makes it and never forgets where they came from. You see, like there are a lot of wealthy, right? Because also let's remember it's a difference between rich and wealthy, right? There are a lot of rich / wealthy people who actually came from nothing. And I'm talking about got to that back in their older days. And it's just everything before that is still so ingrained in them. They just never forget. In whatever little forms of facets and pockets they don't. never forget, right? Not saying they still eat oodles and noodles from the Dollar Tree and shit, but like, nah, it's just little ways and little things within them. They just, it always brings them back to where it is they came from. Now, somebody who was just born into it, generations after generations, and literally they was just fed you're above everybody else, and that higher mentality, let's say brainwashing, you can call it. Yeah, that's going to be a lot different. That's a lot different. So the person born into it is possibly who he's talking about. Let's go ahead.
Happy.
I think people think that, like, I know a guy that just wanted to get rich so bad, and they think that once you accomplish that, you will be happy. And once they're like, oh, I have all this fucking money and I'm still not happy, what the hell is wrong with me?
No, right there. He just literally described it word for word. He went into it. He wanted to get rich to be happy, meaning he was not happy because he was not rich. Bam. So once he got the money, he's like, man, it's still a void, because he never filled the void within himself before he got the bag. Simple math. Simple math.
I know so many people worth tens of billions of dollars that are so painful that I don't want to spend, that I run away from, that I don't want to spend 1 second with.
Oh, fuck.
Hold on. Yeah, there go my mans all day in the paint. Everybody give it up for my native, you know what I'm saying? My homeboy, you already know, ACOG. What's going on, AC?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, respect to you.
What's up, Riaz? How you feeling, bro?
All right.
I'm feeling good, alhamdulillah.
That's what's up.
So, what you got on this whole thing as far as like, why do you think people aren't happy? So my main thing is this. I want to know, why aren't people really happy nowadays? And when I say happy, as far as like content with yourself, satisfied with what you have. That's what I mean by happiness, okay, for the record. And why do you think that those who are happy, content, and satisfied with what we have, why is that attacked so much? Why do people attack happy people? I mean, why do people attack happy people?
Misery loves company, first of all. That's the first thing. And uh I think it's more along the line of a lot of people don't have anything going on with themselves. So it's hard to be happy when you don't have anything going. You just living day by day, check by check. It can seem stagnant, but the people who actually do stuff, go out, they, even if it's hitting the gym, or even if it's going to the to like, like the little parks to walk around and stuff like that. A lot of people don't have activities for themselves. So what they do is they wake up, go to work, come home. If they have kids, feed the kids. If they have husband or boyfriend, whatever, feed the husband, boyfriend. Go to sleep, get ready for the next day. They don't have that, what people would like to call me time. So when they living like that, they can seem unhappy because they don't have anything going on. They find that peace of mind, whereas though they're just happy with what they're doing. So yeah, living like day by day, and what people would like to say check by check and stuff like that. They can seem miserable in life because they really haven't found even a hobby. You know what I'm saying? Even how that's why people like me and stuff like that. Like we get joy out of playing the game. We get joy out of playing the game because that's our downtime.
It is.
Yeah, after we done completed all our missions and did everything we did, all the ripping and running and stuff, it's that
Yep.
moment of woo size, like, whoo, all right, let's
Mm.
cut this game on and have some fun now.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yep.
So this is why, people don't have those things to actually take their mind off the stressful day that they had. They just go right back into it again. Right back into it again. You know. And even people, and that's why I was saying, like, money is not the root of all evil, is actually the love of money. When you sit there and you just desire to get all the money. Money is never enough money. I can always get more. I can always get more. You chasing the bag, you're chasing the bag. You're not making no time for yourself. So now when you finally get the money that you think you acquired, you done wasted half your life, and you done wasted so much time, and you thinking back about all the possibilities that you passed up because you were so busy chasing the bag. That's why that guy said, yeah, I'll go back to my 30s, because he probably skipped his whole 30s chasing the bag. He probably skipped his whole 20s chasing the bag. He probably thinking about all the frat parties he could have been at, all the nightclubs he could have went to, but instead of finding some joy and going out and stuff like that, he was too busy chasing the bag. So now that he's 50 something, he thinking back like, man, or 70, I'm, oh man, I'm old, bro. Like, ain't nothing else for me to do out here now. I can't go outside because by 9 o'clock I'm tired. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Nah, that's a fact. But I mean, see, that's my main thing. So I got this last little news clip. It's only like about a few minutes. So they're actually talking about it in a sense of a scientifical and holiday related now perspective, that we actually have so many people who are not happy that we actually have to make precautions for this, because I didn't know it was so many bodies dropping as a result to people not being happy, people being depressed. And then when I look at, we want to talk about how relationships are supposed to work and everything else, I'm like, well, it's a lot of people that's not happy before they go into the relationship. But let's go ahead and let's listen to this right here. AC, Riaz, whatever. Y'all let me know you want me to go ahead and pause it. Hold on, let me see something right here. Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
before I was just about to say something related to that. I kind of agree, and also probably something to do with like they're, physically rich in their journey, but they're teen though, with some people though, they haven't really worked. It's like that kind of frequency that some people are on and stuff like that though. I just basically agree with like what you're both saying. I just also feel like in a spiritual sense as well, it depends what frequency they're on as well. Because you may be physically rich though in this world though, but also, what about your other half, your other, the other
Hmm.
type thing, because you know why some people feel unfulfilled though? It's because it's not that they fulfilled everything, it's just that deep down inside they feel like they're missing something, because your true happiness is your connection to God, because God gives you your true happiness, because it's that missing fulfillment in your life though, and it's deeper, and with some people it's deep rooted though, and some people have deep rooted identity crisis issues and stuff like that though, and they spent, based on what you're saying, they spent their life doing that for so long. Some people forget to take time out for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. They don't. They spent so much time doing chasing the bag. They lost their identity and which they are, who they are, because they had to put on this image of, I need to get the money. I need to get the money. So now that's all they know. They don't have no sense of what they like to do, or who they even are. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. We can.
Respect. Yeah, nah, my bad. Respect to the family. The time right now is 12:36 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. I thank you all so much for watching. We're going to go ahead and watch this real quick. We're going to go ahead and talk about this last little piece of this news segment on happiness, right? And we give our final thoughts, and we're gonna all have a good day, man. Respect to the family. Let's get it.
Relate to the pursuit of health and happiness. In an emotional conversation with America's highest ranking doctor, Vivek Murthy, the U.S.
Let me know when y'all want me to pause it.
Surgeon General wears his heart on his sleeve, talking about his own struggles with loneliness. He came to London for the World Happiness Summit this week, and his timing couldn't be better.
Did you guys know that there was such thing called a World Happiness Summit?
That's
No.
new to me.
I had no clue. You see what I'm saying? Like how deep this is, bruh. It's a whole summit that
Wow.
people gather around to go to about not being happy.
That is interesting, bro.
Yeah, that's how big this is.
Oh, sorry, bro. I was saying that's very interesting, man. Because I'll be with you, not the identity crisis thing that I mentioned earlier. Because the only reason I know is because I actually suffer from it, though. I slip in and out of it, but I always find a way, though. Because, you know, it always keeps me centered, though.
My bad, my bad.
Oh, sorry.
I got you. Okay.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead.
get to the video. I'm off on a tangent, though. So I was trying to say, though. Okay, we'll get to the video. We'll get to it later.
Thank you, Riaz.
Project claims the UK is the second most unhappy country in the world. Meanwhile, in America, a new report says that for the first time, young people there between 15 and 24 aren't as happy as their older peers. Dr. Murthy says social media silos and addictive smartphones are making us more anxious and depressed than ever. And he wants lawmakers to step up now. Surgeon General, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
You are in England. I mean, perhaps people would be surprised to know that you're here for a happiness summit. In fact, we're talking on international.
No. Most people are surprised that a happiness summit even exists.
Happiness Day.
Yeah.
Why? Why is it needed?
Okay, postponement. I was just going to say,
Yeah. Go ahead, Riaz.
you know why in the UK second, you know, based on that though, the only other reason is because UK rarely gets sunlight, bro. You know, I actually wonder though, you know, when people leave the UK or when they go on a vacation, they come back happy though, because they rarely get sunlight. They rarely get vitamin D though, naturally though. That's why, either though they've got like pain in joints and stuff, or like basically them, low vitamin D can also be the reason why in the UK though, they seem to be low. Because the reason I know, I'm here as well, because I have low vitamin D and I have to constantly replace it with some tablets or powders to actually keep it up. But we'll get to the video, man, based on what I feel what you're saying, man.
All right. Riaz had his espresso this morning.
Yeah. Let me add to that real quick. No, that's actually facts though. What Riaz just said is actually facts. This is like because I met this dude, and we live in Baltimore, so we have all different kind of weather. We got sunny, we got like cold, cloudy, rainy, and this dude was telling me like, man, bruh, every time I go out in California, I feel like I'm at home. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? I'm all energized and stuff. And I'm like, and I was telling him, like, yeah, because you out there in that sunny weather. He like, yeah, man, like it's always sunny out there, always nice out there. Here it's like my bones be aching, my body be hurting and stuff like that. And that's true, bro. A lot of people don't go outside. This is why people are not happy, because they don't go outside, bro. They don't just take a second to be like, let me go walk outside. Let me go collect some sun rays. Let me just, stretch my bones a little bit. Let me take a walk around the block. Instead of taking a walk around the block, enjoying the sun rays, they'll rather order a daggone treadmill and walk on the treadmill, and then wonder why they not getting the same benefits as if you was walking outside.
Right.
Because you're using artificial walking to do, what I'm saying, instead of naturally going outside, collecting the rays, collecting that fresh.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And it's also because unpredictable weather, whether, in UK, America, wherever, then sometimes, or depending where you are, though, the unpredictable weather as well. So, for example, over here in the UK as well, rarely get sunlight. Mostly during the summertime, there's a lot of sun, no? But then throughout the rest of the month or rest of the year, though, sunlight is like very rare, though. Either it rains, it's sometimes snow, sometimes icy, like the weather, mostly cloudy, though. That's why sometimes, depending on what day it is, though, sometimes though you'll feel that darkness energy around you.
Okay, now. Nah,
Okay.
much respect for that. I have felt the same thing myself at times, though. It does feel like you feel stifled. You can be
Yeah.
outside and you feel like stifled, you feel closed in. And it's just something about like your mind, you become restless. You want to go to sleep, but you can't. Heavy conscience making a light sleep, the whole nine. So I do recognize that, Riaz. You are speaking on something that I do
Yeah,
really
I agree. Wait, there also the frequency that you and me are on, we can feel that type of energy, and that's why basically, your mind, though, right? Your mind, the way Creator made our mind is we're both physically here and we're also spiritually elsewhere, though. So your body can be physically here, but sometimes, though, no matter what you're focusing wherever, your mind is somewhere else also, because that's the type of frequency you're on, and the higher you're on it, the more you start to feel, and some stuff that you can feel the energies, you can feel the jinns and everything like that, because that's just the type of frequency you're on. So I feel you on that. But let's see what the video has to say based on a
Facts.
scientific point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before you started,
Go ahead, go ahead.
and like with the frequency thing, people are not feeding that spirit. People are not feeding that part of their spirit, and that's what causes them to be in that state of depression, feeling unhappy, uh, feeling like a sense of I'm missing something out of my life. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not feeding that side of the spirit. You go
Yeah,
ahead, start it.
of course.
Now, I like the way you put that. Okay. Okay. Something to sit on, something to think about. Appreciate that. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's see what we got.
Well, the problem is that, happiness is intrinsically linked to health. When we are not feeling happy, when we're not feeling fulfilled in our lives, it affects how we show up at work, at school, in our communities. But it also ultimately has an impact on our physical health. We've now learned over the years that there's a strong connection between our mind and our body, how we feel and how we are. And the more we've learned about that, we've learned, for example, that issues like loneliness and isolation have tremendous
Pause that real
effects in
quick.
increasing the risk for both depression and anxiety.
Rock out,
You heard
native.
what
You
he
got it.
you heard what he said. So when he's mentioning the mind and the body, the mind is the spirit. The mind is the spirit. This is what I was saying. Like we're not feeding that spirit. You see what I'm saying? That's why your spirit and your body ain't connected, because you're not feeding it. The same way you feed your body to have nutrients and stuff like that, the same way you need to feed your mind so that your mind can be fulfilled. If you have an empty spirit, then guess what? Guess what you're gonna be thinking about? A whole bunch of nothing. Come on, leave that daggone squirrel alone. Come on. My fault. I'm talking to my dog. she Yeah, you
And
gotta
maybe
feed
the
that.
dog finds happiness in chasing squirrels up the tree.
Yeah. she she finds happiness in getting on my nerves, bro. Come
I ain't
on,
mad
woman. Nah,
Go ahead.
but for real though, like that's another reason why. About long going on. That's another reason why people are so unhappy, and they have health issues and stuff like that, because your spirit also needs to be fed, not just your mind, not just your body. You know what I'm saying? So he on to something. He don't want to say it like that because a lot of people ain't gonna grasp that concept.
Right,
So
right.
But when you read between the lines, you get clear. You'll understand.
Yeah. Which I, for example, as well. So I actually do this type of meditation. It's called blue light meditation. What you do is you sit in the dark and you contemplate on God as well. So you sit in the dark and you meditate, and the color you see is blue. When you breathe in and you breathe out, it's basically going to your throat chakra, though. That's what I do, though, because I'm, yeah, I practice Sunni, but I'm also a Sufi. I'm a Sunni Sufi, basically. I'm both, because I got those roots and everything. So, to breathe and breathe out, that's like, it's unlocking a different part of your spirit and stuff.
So Riaz, briefly, just a yes or no for me, so we can get back to the video, right?
Okay.
So, what you're explaining is part of how you try to obtain your own personal happiness within is through
So,
meditation as one form of it, correct?
yes, meditation can be one form of trying to obtain happiness, but there's multiple other ways to find happiness though as well. Meditation can be one example. You can pray, you can be happy, when you're contemplating, you can get the prayer beads and stuff, you can contemplate like that, or reading a scripture or whatever. So to everyone else, in a simple terms that I'm trying to explain now is yes, the answer is yes to the question, but to explain the point as well to some people who don't understand is just find stuff that makes you happy. Because sometimes though what makes me happy is I like to game though. The games make me happy though, but also sometimes though, I find other things to do. So, that's what makes me happy too. So yeah, that's to summarize everything.
Thank you, Riaz. I
Facts.
appreciate it.
It's multiple things that can make you happy, bro. You see that's what, and that goes back to what I was saying about people not feeding that side because they want instant happiness. They want happiness to come in the microwavable bag that you throw in there and put it on 1 minute, and then now you're happy. It's like, no, you got to find the things that actually makes you happy. Like people don't even know, but bro, I like the color. I like getting crayons. I get mad when my kids break the crayons up, bro. I really get mad. It's like, bro, why you breaking the crayons, bro? How am I supposed to color now? Like, yo, yeah, I get Paw Patrol books, man. What? I get all types of different kind of coloring books, bro. And I like the color, bro.
You said
Okay.
why you break the
That's cool.
crayon?
That's really good. Yeah, I'm really good with abstract art though. Literally, I'm really good with abstract art, just basically, all over the place when you draw it. But in abstract art, I'm very good at blending the colors together though. That's the kind of art I like to do. Or like basically say it's just already pre-made drawing. I just get different colors, mix it in and stuff like that. That's something I like to do.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Like that's what people are missing nowadays. People are missing that part of it. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh, if I had all this money, if I had all this jewelry, or if I had a thousand pairs of this, and I had the finest clothes, I'm gonna be no. All that's materialistic things. All that's materialistic things. Material items don't make you happy. That's why you have a sense of absentness once you get all those materialistic things.
Yeah, that is true, but also for some people as well, when they have the materialistic things, they may make some people happy in some way, though, like for short term one, but also though it don't mean that everyone else around them is gonna be happy for them though. Some people will be happy no matter what, and they're level headed and they'll congratulate them for their success and stuff, but some people ain't gonna be happy. Some people who already made it though, because it's called the evil eye for a reason, because the same people who are putting others down who already made it though is because they wish they made it, but they never took the chance to actually basically, take the steps in order to get there though. And then they're basically, it's called the evil eye for a reason.
I bet. Let's get back to it. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
But also for heart disease, for dementia, and for premature death.
Are you surprised? And I know that you are Yorkshire born. In other words, you are a Yorkshire lad, let's say.
Yes.
Are you surprised that this country, I mean, pretty close to top of the tables in the OECD nations, is the second most unhappy, depressed country in the world. Only Uzbekistan has it worse. We're just going to play a couple of sound bites.
I think a lot of people can be taken down by the weather, but coming from the US, from California to here, I love it. I made a choice to move here.
People are just getting more and more downbeat by the fact that they're not being helped by the government, market forces, etc. And I think it just, it can be really difficult. We're not that unhappy. I think the older generation is soon going to be happier than the younger generation.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. Because it didn't take as much stuff for the older generation to be happy. The older generation, you can give them a ball and a paddle, bro. That'll bring so much joy in their heart, bro. Because that'll take them back to a kid. You know what I'm saying? So, like the older generation, they don't need as much as we do now. Now it's so much possibilities now that people are undecided on certain things that they like. People are undecided on certain things that they want, or they want to have, or they want to achieve, and all that stuff. So that kind of puts a different kind of toll on their mentality. With the older people, man, you remember that video where the guy had the wire spool, and he was out there crying, and the wife came and checked on him. And he was like, I had this spool since I was like in my 20s or something like that. And then when he realized like he was almost out of the spool, he was depressed, because that right there for the older people, they like working with their hands. They like building stuff. They like craftsmanship. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people now don't know nothing about craftsmanship. Half the people now don't know nothing about workshops and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So when he seen that spool was almost gone, his heart was gone, because now he trying to figure out like how I'm gonna be happy now. That's why he was looking at it like that.
Oh, okay. Interesting point, though, bro. Like, for example, though, I like the music thing as bad as a UK rapper. Like, his name is Young SPK, and for him, though, he's been through a lot, though. A lot of trauma and stuff like that. When he went to Japan, though, he said he was fixing his trauma, and he felt so much peace in Japan and stuff like that, though, because, when he lived among the locals there and, spending time in Japan before officially moving there, though, when he moved to Japan, though, he said he felt so much happy. His mind started to be more happy and stuff like that and everything. So to him, he felt more elevated, and he felt zen and more elevation when he was there. And now it's going to help increase his creativity when it comes to his own music and stuff like that, though. So, he's the same age as me. So, and he already made it, though. So I'm proud of him and stuff like that, though. But anyways, to the point, what you're saying is, I feel you, though. Let's see what else the video has to say.
Well, I'm deeply concerned, but I think one of the key lessons from this is that economic prosperity alone is not the key to happiness. And in fact, what we are seeing is that in many, many countries, which are increasingly modernizing in terms of their economy, their culture, etc., we're actually seeing that unhappiness is growing. And I think that's coming for a few different reasons. One of them is because we are actually pulling further and further apart from one another. With the benefits and efficiencies of modern technology and ways of life, we actually have fewer friends that we trust. We have fewer relationships we can rely on. And that is a direct impact on our happiness and well-being. The other challenge, though, is I think technology has been a mixed blessing for us. And I think particularly when it comes to young people, the impact of social media on their mental health has often been quite negative, which is why
And that's where I'm at with it primarily, right? So we can talk about this last little piece right here. All right. So hold on, let me get over here. My bad. Boom. My main thing has been for the longest how I've noticed, whether it's children trying to find where they are and where they fit in life, they try to find it online. Happiness in relationships, people try to find it online. And I don't mean searching for someone online, right? I'm talking about like the approval, the affirmation, what your relationship should look like based upon what some person who you don't know what their results are. You don't know if they actually know how to keep a relationship or not. You don't know anything about them, but you'll go with what they have to say. You don't know anything about this person that's telling you about motivational speaking and everything else, because believe it or not, so many of those people go through the most depression themselves. Now, is that a reason for them not to go ahead and try to speak something into existence for you? No, it's not. What the problem is that when you take these people to be your gods, and I'm saying it just like that, when you turn these people into the be all end all of how your life should go, that's when it's a problem. That's when it's the biggest problem. And it's not a biggest. And look, you know who is the biggest problem for? You and you alone, not for anybody else. It's not even the person that's telling you this information, whether it's good, bad, or anything in between or indifferent. You're the one who is either going to benefit or suffer. And generally, we all suffer from that. Why? Because if you go into it in the wrong order, everything has an order. And we always start with you have to crawl before you walk before you run before you fly before you soar. It's an order to the process. It's for a reason. You have to be fed before you feed yourself. It's an order to the process, and it's for a reason. You have to be born before you can say I live, right? I can't say I live, laugh, and love until I'm born. I have to come into existence first. There was an order to that process. And just like any and everything else, the order to your quest for happiness process is you must start with your search within first. You have to decode the message within you first. You have to sift your way through the maze inside of your mind first. You have to master yourself first before you think about controlling, mastering, owning, or being successful at any damn thing in life. You must master you. You must know how to control you. What do y'all final thoughts on everything that we talked about? Go ahead, take your time on it. We're going to start with you, Riaz, and then we're going to get to you, brother AC, and then we're going to go ahead and cut loose.
Okay, cool. So basically, the final thought I've got to say though is basically, yeah, I kind of gave everything though based on what you're saying though as well, and it kind of just leads also to the point as well though. To in order to find true happiness though, yes, you have to seek it within yourself, and also you have to seek your true connection to God as well, because when you actually get closer to God, then it slowly starts to go into your subconscious. And when you subconsciously feel that, though, it'll slowly travel up to your main conscious self. So basically, it's on a deeper level, though. And it takes not just the work to do it, though, it also takes some time to reflect and contemplate on it. And the last thing I gotta say to everyone else though is I hope you guys enjoyed this stream though. Make sure to do your research before you take out anything from this stream. And this is this perspective we're given. And also leave a like, a comment, share, and connect to the host and connect to everybody in the chat and in the panel who's a creator. Help us grow, inshallah. And I'm done.
Thank you so much, Riaz. Thank you so much for that. Y'all do what Riaz told y'all to do. Make sure you like, subscribe, and everything else. I'm just reiterating my boy words. And what you got, AC?
Now, facts. I couldn't say it much better. I mean that's ultimately like what it is. You know, don't just take don't just take our word for it. We up here just giving our best opinion. Hopefully trying to help somebody who may be going through something like this. Just know it. Just know that you're not the only one out there that's like that. Obviously, it's a whole function of people that to go to find happiness. But you know, it's not as hard as y'all make it seem. Just like Riaz said, work. And Smitty said, work on yourself. It starts within yourself. You know, work on what you like, how you feel. You like what you like to do. You know, maybe it might just be sitting at the beach and listening to the waves. You know, it's certain things. Look, it be the most subtle things. Like I told Smitty on the live, I was sitting in front of the fish tank just listening to the water run. That helped me.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, it does.
that was
Yeah.
peace at mind. That
Yeah, it does, man.
yeah.
It's something about the comfort of being around water. And you know what else is like eerily strange too? It's something about staring at a candle flame and
Mhm.
just watching it dance on the wick.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
something
because
about
it never creates the same. It never creates the same function
same
that it
motion.
does.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something about watching a flame and it's in a controlled environment. Yeah, it's something about that as well. So yeah, the elements of the life. Yeah, definitely. You will learn the most about our loving creator through our loving creator's creations. And with that being said, I appreciate everybody for coming out. AC, you already know what it is, Native. Every time we click, much respect, bro. I appreciate everybody for stopping through. Y'all already out here know what it is. And with that being said, we're gonna do it like this.
Yeah, for sure, Smitty. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, we gotta just change up some shit, bro. Sometime, you know what I'm saying? We gotta come with different flavors and vibes. And the fact that you want to come hang with us, bro, you more than welcome, bro. Don't be a stranger, please. Like, cause I've been hearing about you, seeing you on other panels and shit, holding it down. You feel me? I ain't never heard no bullshit about you. That's for sure.
Drove your genius, nigga. Might break her heart, I tell her what I really did. Block on fire, but I'm chilly chill. On the real, I can take your words really real. Try to tell her one day I'll be a millionaire. Slip up, get caught, get 100 years. Tough love made his mom cry 100 tears. Either niggas getting out or they gone in. It's me against the world, yeah, I'm all in. In the bank, smelling like Bob Marley. Told my girl I'll be home in the morning. I was black, now it's going get the money. My side bitch, that's a whole nother story. Not too many niggas make it out New Orleans. Never hating if they did, I applaud them. Stay safe, got the face they're recording. I'm hood rich, still rocking Air Forces. All they know is Mardi Gras and coffins. All I see is second lines and coffins. Phone ringing off the hook, they calling. Trap phone stay jumping like Jordan. Niggas bag up bricks on a regular. Niggas emptying them clips on a regular. Bunch of cowboys riding with a heckler. When a good nigga get killed, that's self up. Probably why them niggas' hearts stay frozen. No love for a bitch like Goldie. Hoes tell me I'm a dog like Rover. From the hood where the cops stay patrolling. Glenwood with the rats and the roaches. Call a plug, get them packs up in motion. On the block with the snakes and the vultures. Rode the tree, yeah, my life a roller coaster. Back to the hood like I never left it. Cops pull us over X21 questions. Living up in hell, wonder will I get to heaven. Lost in a soul set, slide for directions. Late with the bill, granny gave it to the reverend. I don't give a fuck, feeling like Machiavelli. Trapped in a trap man, trapped in a belly of the beast. With a young nigga selling raw.
Same old shit, just a different day. Wake up, get dressed, make another play. Nigga looking for the villain, I've been in the cut, chillin', plotting on $1 million, tell him that I'm on my way. Smoke a 3 gram blunt, take the stress away. Made a 10 grand jug just yesterday. Only thing I know is how to get the bag up. Spit the truth, amen, put your hands up. From a city that ain't sweet when it's beef, hitters catch you in the street and they watch your whole fam up. Youngins on the block, flashing hammers like cameras. They host at his logo, they clips his bananas. They flip 30 birds, I ain't talking Atlanta. 12 on the block with the radars and scanners. I keep my cool, play it smooth and don't panic. Getting my guap up, still got paper habits. Gotta get to the bag while they're getting good. I know they feel this real shit up in every hood. From the gutter, I can never turn Hollywood. Always keep it 100, that's understood. Talk shit about the villain, they never could. Never took a handout, still living good. Talking all that gangsta shit, but they never do it. Run up on me and mine, boy, I wish you would.
Gotta second that statement, wish a nigga would. Say you shouldn't explain what's understood. My little homie run around like I'm a fud. Yeah, around man down season in my neighborhood. Pass another wood, couple homies pass and finish with the jug. Couple models finish, mommies fuck a good. Plugging all these bullshit bitches cause I could.